I'm just going to come right out and say it. As hard as it is to admit it, only 2 to 3 people on the planet besides myself even know it, but I'm just going to share it with you guys right now, regardless of the consequences, regardless of the outcome, regardless of what you may think of me. Um, so here I go. I have been coming to terms with this for a long time and literally not sharing it because fear and feeling like I can't and that I didn't need that. I don't have to do this. But the truth is, guys, I need to see a therapist. I need to see someone that can talk to me through things, thoughts that are in my head, like just things of my past and um, my addiction with food, sugar and carb addiction. Because I've told you guys so many times on my channel that it's very real and it's something that I've struggled with since I was just a kid, at over 100 pounds in kindergarten, at over 300 pounds in middle school, over 400 pounds at 17 or 18 years old, and never looked back. I made it to 498, might as well say 200 pounds or 500 pounds, and I was miserable. And I had tried a lot of diets, and I found this thing called the Carnivore diet and fell in love with it. And it has worked so well. It has worked amazing in my moments where I'm on the right track, in my moments where I'm not giving in to sugar and carbs. And I'll do so good for 2 months, or I'll do so good for 4 months, or even 6 months, and I'll feel incredible. I'll feel so amazing. And I know some of you may not understand what I'm saying because some of you guys are, you never make a mistake, you never slip up, you never ever go off plan. But then there's me on the other hand. I get stuck feeling like a failure because I'll be 3 months in on track and then I get hit with a curveball. It could be as simple as this time it was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving threw me way off plan. And then I went on a cruise. I just got back from my cruise. I stayed off plan while I was on the cruise. And I'm deciding that enough is enough. And, a good friend reminded me that, there's stereotypes with men feeling like, hey, they can't go to therapy and talk to somebody. They need to be strong. Guys, I've had this channel for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I have fought tooth and nail, and I have tried to be strong, and I have fought this addiction of sugar and carbs, and I have done so well. Lost over 100 pounds, put some back on, got back to over 100 pounds, put some back on, got back to over 100 pounds down, put some back on. And it's like it gets to a point where you feel like you're losing the same weight over and over again, and you start to feel hopeless. And I'm tired of feeling hopeless. I'm tired of feeling like, man, the next time I slip up, am I going to be able to get back up? The next time that I go off the wagon, am I going to be able to rise again? And it's hard to admit that. A lot of YouTubers don't admit their struggles. A lot of people don't admit whenever they're down. But I admit I'm down. I know that I need to do something about it. And I want to do something about it because I do have a why. My daughter Abigail, I can't even talk about it. She's my why. And I want to be here when she's 50 years old. I want to be here at our wedding to walk her down the aisle. And letting sugar and carb addiction win will destroy every chance of that. And Carnivore has given me the answer. The answer is to stay away from sugar and carbs. But sometimes it's like, even when you know the answer, it's so hard to do. It's every day is a struggle sometimes. Now, sometimes I'll get in a groove and I'll have 3 or 4 weeks and it'll just be awesome. But then they bring out the trick-or-treating candy at work, or the Valentine's Day candy. And all those things from your past show back up. I've said before I'm going to win this fight. You probably can't see that sign right now, but it says, "The fat in my family tree ends with me." And I truly meant it when I said that. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I know I'm going to get there. After I started the carnivore diet, that's the first time I actually started believing in myself. That, man, you can act, there is actually a way out. So I know that by this point in the video, I've already lost some subscribers that think I'm giving up. And if I've lost you, God bless you. I love you anyway. But I'm gonna win in the end. The thing is, I just don't know how. And that's why I'm laying aside pride. I'm laying aside because I know that a lot of you guys look up to me. And that's another thing that hurts, is because I feel like I'm letting you guys down. Because you guys always, "Oh, how are you doing? Have you lost any more weight? Are you doing good?" And I get comments, "Man, you inspire me. Man, you encourage me to get up and keep fighting." And that encourages me too when I see those comments. But then I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, I'm human just like them. And I struggle just like them. And it's hard sometimes, just like it is for some of y'all. I don't want anyone to see this video and think that I'm making excuses or anything like that. I truly believe carnivore works. I truly believe it is the proper human diet. Although I'm not to the extreme of, if you have some asparagus or if you have some broccoli, that it's the end of the world. I don't think it is for most people. I think most people can do fine with that, and mushrooms and, low carb veggies and things like that. I think they'll be fine for most people. But I have found success with carnivore more so than any other diet that I've ever done. I ain't even calling it a diet. It's a lifestyle. I know that. But there's still that part of me that tries to rise up. And for those of y'all that I let down, I hope you realize that I truly am sorry. I want to be the best example I can for you guys. I want to be an encouragement to you. But I also don't want to be a fraud. I don't want to be someone that posts videos and makes it seem like everything's okay whenever it's not. I'm scared to talk to a therapist because I don't know how that's going to go. I don't understand how the brain works and how to discuss certain issues. So I feel like, part of me feels like when I go and talk to them, I'm not going to know what to say, or how to explain how I feel. So that's a challenge in itself. But I know that I need to talk to somebody. I've got to figure this stuff out so that I can be around for my family. So that I can, if you guys stop watching my videos, that's fine. But for the people in my personal life, I want to be there for them. My wife and my daughter, they deserve me to be there for them. And if I keep doing good and then stumbling, and doing good and then stumbling, and doing good and then stumbling without getting to the root of it, without getting to the cause, and it's easy to say that sugar and carbs is the cause. And I know that it is a lot. But what causes me to give into the sugar and the carb addiction? And what are some things that I can do to make sure that it doesn't happen? There's so much for me to talk about, and there's things, from my childhood and my past that probably affect things. And I'm not going down that tonight. But I just wanted to be real with you guys. And I hope you guys understand that I'm human just like you are. And if you're struggling like me, it's okay to talk to somebody, because there's people even in the carnivore community that will make you feel like you don't need to talk to anybody, you just need to eat sugar and carb, or you don't need to talk to anybody, you just need to stay away from sugar and carbs. And if it was as simple as that, I probably, because there's been months where I've been on plan, I would have already reached my goal. But there's more to it than that for me. For somebody that it was a serious addict. I didn't film any while I was on my cruise, but if you guys saw what I ate, you would be like, oh my gosh, this guy. Because the way I ate was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I'm stuffing my face. And I felt like I spent 70% of the time on the toilet trying to poop. Because I was eating so much carbs and sugar, it was making me just want to poop. And I know I grin right now because when I mention poop, it just makes me laugh. But basically, I was like putting myself through punishment because the food tasted good. And really, deep down, it's not funny. Because it's my life on the line. And for those of you guys that support me, man, I appreciate it. And for those of you guys that have something encouragement or something good and positive to say, please leave a comment. And for those of y'all that have something negative to say, just keep your mouth shut. If not, oh well, I'm going to overlook it. But just know that I love you guys, and I truly am sorry to anybody that I've let down. I have a lot to work through right now, so I might film whenever I feel like it and not film whenever I don't. And just focus on getting myself under control and being who I know deep down that I can be. Because there have been times that I have been on track, get under 400 pounds, and feel so alive. and go for walks and feel like this is the start of your life. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. And I finally feel like I'm strong. And I finally, in that moment, I feel like I can do anything that I set my mind to. Like go walk a 5K or go just do things in general with my family that I couldn't before. But then food strips it away. And it's getting old. And when I say it strips it away, when I get off plan, it makes me not want to walk, not want to exercise, not care about eating right. It makes me get in such a slump, and I hate that feeling. I hate this feeling. But know that it's not the end for me. I will bounce back. And the first step is talking to somebody, even if I feel uncomfortable. And thank y'all for listening. God bless all of y'all for listening. It means a lot to me that you actually, if you're still watching this video, God bless you. I love you guys. I appreciate all y'all do for me. And I'll bounce back. I'll bounce back, baby. Love you guys. God bless.